I'm watching your stories on Facebook.
Thank you, you guys. I'm working on it. I've got a little calendar. Like I am posting content on these 3 days, regardless. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, I'm the host now, and it's recording.
And it's recording. Welcome to Team Fit to Love.
Yay. Anyways, thank you, Laura. And Keith, I'm super excited about what's going on. Did you? Okay, I'm sorry, but I gotta keep it on me for a second. Did you see that 2 year ago picture when we were wine tasting? Holy fuck.
But did you see the content that you wrote around it? Because that was the holy F that really blew my mind. Like,
I know, but so I didn't recognize myself. I had to look
I didn't either. She showed us the picture at lunch. I go, wait, that's not you.
Yeah, it was the shirt. I was like, oh my Lord. Okay, anyway, sorry. Continue.
Okay.
No, that's awesome. Okay, so we're already recording. It is Monday, August 31st. Oh my gosh, it feels like it's like August 31st of 2024. It was really weird being off last week, but I appreciate, it's crazy going back to work, and we're going to talk about all of the overwhelm and the things that everybody's, dealing with differently and how to kind of handle that. But first, we want to hear from Laura. Again, Laura and I worked really hard on creating a coaching site, new coach site for anybody to, get their coaches started right, going through, these essentially 11 lessons, and having it one place where you don't have to create, reinvent the wheel. And now but then we felt like, well, now we've done it for new coaches to get started. Now we want to do it for our customers, right? We wanted to have something where we're really, because, Beachbody has, again, for coaches, they have so much information, but we wanted to, condense it down to a few lessons that we felt were super important. Same thing with our customers. When they go in, it's like they have bought all these apps and all these things and all these channels and all this whatever, and it's like, how do they get started without feeling completely overwhelmed or lost? And so we kind of took, and I'll let Laura explain this a little bit more, but we just kind of condensed it again and then created a welcome email. Can't remember if we were going to put it in the units in our tribes too, but anyway, it's just another way to communicate with our people in a more condensed version to hopefully help them not feel overwhelmed and like we're there to support them right from the get-go. So I'm going to let Laura talk about that, and then I'm going to come in a little bit and talk about one other information thing, and then just kind of talk about some ways to deal with the crazy and the overwhelm that seems to be going around. So Laura, you want to take it away?
Yeah, no problem. So can I have screen sharing rights? Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Good. Okay. So, it says host. Oh, there. Okay. So basically here's the deal. I had an email I used to send customers, and it was way too wordy. And so I didn't feel good with it. And so I was talking to Kelly, and she's like, well, we send Kisa's email. And I'm like, well, and I read that one, and I didn't feel good with it either, because to me, it didn't have enough information. And so then we started doing that webinar that, honey, you gotta go upstairs. No, you gotta go upstairs. I'm in the middle of presenting. And then we started doing the webinar, and it really made us start the Ultimate Solution webinar. And it really made us start like thinking about, geez, this is so much that we have to offer. This is overwhelming for people when they get started. Like, that's actually kind of what happened. And so Kelly and I wanted to basically harness our time in the summer, since we're both educators and we had free time, and we were like, let's harness this, and let's actually harness, I said it, and let's actually accomplish something meaningful this summer. So that's where kind of these two major projects came from. I want to share with you the final result. So, and I know some of you might have already looked in here, but in the folder called Onboarding New Clients, if you look in there, you're going to find this 2020 onboarding resources. You likely won't need this. I'll talk about that in a minute, but I don't see that you'll need this. you need the one that says send this email to new customers. Try to title it something that we'd know what it meant. So rather than going into a ton of detail, made it short and sweet, just welcoming them. I wrote this generic enough that they could be a free lead, a new customer. It doesn't matter what they bought. Like, you could send this to anyone. Now, if you don't like it that way, that's fine. You'll make a copy and you'll change it. But what Kelly and I, when we started talking, realized is that basically we wanted to go into the 3 pillars of success, which is the fitness, the nutrition, and the support. And then we also wanted to welcome them to our Fit Fam and kind of go over mindset type stuff in there, you know, and really digging in on themselves. And this is a journey and, you know, really good stuff. You can see our 4 videos didn't end up short. We wanted them shorter than this, but we failed. I know that's shocking that Kelly and I failed at being brief. To me, when you sell a pack to someone, I would say, or when you sell anything, I would say, look, this is about an hour and a half, but it's worth it. So you get a strong start. I would put that in your messaging and really encourage them to watch these. And I would encourage you to watch what we came up with too, so you know what you're sending people. So if they ask you questions, like, you're not feeling totally lost. Then I said, join my Facebook group. This is my Facebook group. Obviously, you will change it to whatever your group is. Should it be a BOD group? Should it be a Facebook group? Whatever. I just have it linked. Then there's a lot of additional resources that I sometimes point people to. And so try to title them with things that are helpful for, like, if they're doing portion fix versus to be mindset, but some helpful videos, things like that. And then here, it's just other details to know. And so this is also in the videos, but it's in text too. Like that recurring shipment thing, like, people need to know that, or else they feel like you tricked them. So that's here, and the way to change the flavors. So even if they don't press play on the video, they will get that important detail that I think you really honor your customers when you communicate that well. Mention the preferred membership here again. Mention the friend bonus here again. Again, these are in the videos as well. Beachbody Challenge, I don't know if it made it in a video, but here's Beachbody Challenge is mentioned, and then your contact information. The only thing missing in here that I really do encourage you to to include is a video about yourself. Like, so get on a Zoom, hit record. There's something called Screencastify. It's actually super easy to use. I will tell you that. You can make a 5-minute or less video, which is impossible for me, but you can use that. And it's actually easier to use than Zoom, 1,000,000,000%, because it goes straight to, like, it just comes up with the URL that you can just instantly put in. But just to say hi, maybe tell your journey, welcome them, because if you are sending this to leads, you might want something that, like, onboards them to you, you know? The other things that I want to tell you about this were that the way, so I did, which video? I did the welcome and the nutrition. So when I did them, I actually made Google Slides. Kelly did hers in Canva. So hers are in a different resource. But let's say you, like, are super ambitious and you're like, I hate the idea I'm sending this video and it's Kelly and Laura and it's nothing with me. If you wanted to re-record even just one of the video, maybe the welcome video, just re-record that through your words, use your talk and stuff. That would be a great way to do it. That could even be where you put your story into it. You know, you don't even need to do a separate video about you. So if for some reason you're feeling like this doesn't feel personal because I'm not in it, this is the resource that I use. Every slide, you can watch what I said. You can recreate the welcome video with all these things, and then it can be you. And it can feel more authentic to you. And so I wanted you to understand that that is oh, I did something crazy. That is a resource that you have, like, and changing that to your voice might feel really good to you. I don't know. You don't have to, because remember, in this business, we like this idea of duplication, and we like this idea of making it look like anyone can do this. Like the email I sent you, I didn't take hours making, you know? And so that idea is also valuable to us. So don't feel like I'm saying you need to redo this. You can use this right as it is, but you can tweak it too. The only other thing, Kelly, I don't think we ever did, I don't know where that checklist is that we had talked about. And so I know you and I struggle with this. So we wanted to also make a checklist. So maybe we'll get that in the team page at some point. But basically on the tracker that we get, the page 2 is the Shakeology tracker and page 3 is the conversations. And if you look at that, there are 7 points of contact with a new customer they have you do. They have you for the first month, reach out to them weekly. The second month, reach out to them every other week. And the third month, reach out to them once. So that's 7 touch points. In our discussion, Kelly and I were thinking that following that, whether they got Shakeology or not, who cares? That whole idea of 7 touch points with going from weekly to bi-weekly to once a month could be really, really helpful for you to onboard someone. All right. All right. So are there any questions about that?
Laura, this is Lori. What were you talking about? The 7 touch points. Where is that? What are you talking?
Do you know the business activity tracker, the Success Club tracker?
Yeah.
So if you go in your back office and print out a new one, page 2 of it and page 3 are like a tracker for Shakeology customers, and then like it tells you when to reach out to them and what to say. And so basically Kelly and I, which Kelly is showing me that she found it, well, put it in this folder, girl. Put it in the new coach onboarding folder.
Okay, I'll go to the library and print one off because I have my book already printed with the ones that were prior. So I'll go and print some off.
It's really good because it's kind of like, you know, first week check out with them, like, how did your stuff come or whatever, and second week, like, how did you make your Shakeology and stuff. But if they didn't get Shakeology, fine, like replace it with a question that makes sense. But this idea, I mean, I'm not that good at following up with new customers, and I think I'd make better fans if I did, you know. So this idea of follow up with new customers seems really empowering. So Kelly is going to at some point move in this document into this folder. And then you will also have that checklist. So I'm going to stop sharing.
Well, I thought it was, and that was supposed to be your job. No. So I found it. It's there. It's just not in the drive. It's in my Google Drive. So I don't know how to add it from my phone to the drive. But basically it does go, there is a checklist, essentially sending the welcome email, adding them to your Facebook group or bod group, introduce your new customer to your challenge group, weekly check-in, and then it has the weekly check-ins and kind of some questions to ask. So that's a checklist for each new customer. I think this is huge because as Laura said, she struggles with, you know, we get them signed up, we put them in our challenge group, and it's like, okay, go. And then it's like, how often are we checking in with them unless they're posting into our challenge group, and then we're like, oh yay, they're posting, they're doing something. And so this is a way of like, I need the reminder. Like give me a checklist. I will check everything off that list. So if I print this out and I have, you know, one for each new person, you can think of it as like, you know, when you're hitting success, I mean, it can be for anybody, even if you're not getting Success Club points from them, but definitely, you know, any new customer that's coming into your back office, you're first sending that welcome email. And if they respond back and they want to be in your challenge group, then you introduce them. And then maybe you kind of go through just the timeline of like the first week I check, hey, how's things going? Second week, have you picked a program? You know, maybe they haven't purchased anything. It doesn't have to be necessarily a challenge pack purchase, but it's just a way to follow up, you know, and you know, be that support system, reaching out instead of waiting for them to reach out to us. Because of course, in a perfect world, we would want all of our coaches that need help and all of our challengers and customers that need help to reach out to us. But just because they signed up with you, which was like a huge vulnerability for a lot of people just to actually get that far, then they get that far and then they don't know how to take the first step, or they don't want to ask too many questions, or they're, you know, still afraid to fail even though they purchased. And so we have to remember that we've got to continually reach out and just check in. You know, I'm finding a lot more now when I do that. It's like just that check-in, it means the world. I mean, I know, you know, when somebody checks in on me and I'm, you know, I really didn't need them or whatever, but it's just that somebody took the time to think about me and say, hey, I want to make sure that I'm helping. And half the time they're like, oh no, I'm good. Like I'm totally good. I just gotta, you know, push play, or I just gotta do it. And I'm like, okay, well, just let me know how I can, you know, be of support. But it just makes them feel noticed and feel good. So, so yeah, I'm
Kelly.
super, what?
I just want to add in one last thing. So
Mhm.
Kelly and I actually screen shared our Beachbody on Demand. We onboarded them to the teambeachbody.com website, as well as the app to help them. My kids are freaking out, so I'm going upstairs.
Okay.
I'll be back.
So this is a good lead into my next topic, or my topic of the night. So I just wanted to come on, and it was funny because I felt like we have all this information to give. I was like, oh, when we're talking about team call, I'm like, okay, we want to talk about new client onboarding. I want to talk about this diamond push group that I shared, you know, on our page. And I'm like, even listening to Laura talk about the new client or new customer onboarding, I felt like it was super overwhelming. Even though like we, you know, tried to take the biggest pieces of, you know, what we try to teach our customers, or what all the information we have to share, and condense it. Even just sharing that with you guys and sharing, oh, we had this email and then it has this video and it has this, and it's like, I was overwhelmed and I did it. And I know that it's easier than what our customers would get. And so I feel like, and it's whether you're a new coach or a veteran coach, there are certain times where the information overload or the things that are happening in your life are just completely overwhelming. And so what I wanted to talk about was a couple of things that I have been learning myself and how to handle the overwhelm. And I want it to be kind of a pep talk, but also I don't want it to come across as I'm giving anybody excuses for not doing certain things, or, you know, but it's just to take a look at your current life, you know, what's going on, what's happening, because everybody's dealing with different things. It doesn't mean that we're not all overwhelmed in different ways, and really determine what is important to you. So last week I did a live because it was my first full week back full time, working out of the home every single day, and then, you know, coming home and going to, you know, work Beachbody, and then having my child and my husband, and, you know, just life, right? And so it was a huge transition. I mean, I've been working pretty much nonstop since I've been home, since COVID hit. But it was so different to leave the house, like to get up. First of all, I was getting up at 5 o'clock every morning, working out, still keeping that routine intact, and then getting ready and leaving the house. It's not like I was going to run a marathon. I went to an office and sat my ass in a chair, you know, the whole day, and then came home, and I literally got back to my couch, sitting again, and I was exhausted. Like, it was so weird. And then I would go straight into working my Beachbody business until like 8 o'clock. And then I would try to shut it off so that I could have time with my husband and time with my kid, and just a little time to myself before I had to go to bed and do it all over again. And so I did this live video last week, and I kind of came up with 5 things, and I'm not going to stress all 5 on here tonight, but I wanted to share them with you, and maybe out of the 5 you pick the ones that you need to focus on, or maybe 1 out of the 5 is like, oh my gosh, yes. But I will tell you why I'm sharing this, because I am somebody who, when I am overwhelmed, when I am stressed, I will like freeze, go numb. I will do zilch. Like, I will just be like, oh, I can't take it, I'm just gonna do nothing, and I will sit on the couch and do nothing, which gets me nowhere. It doesn't make me less exhausted, because I'm more exhausted thinking about all the things that I didn't do, you know, and so then my stress level goes up because I still have these things that I should be doing, but I'm not doing. And so I'm trying to figure out a way to do it all, quote unquote, do it all while having some sanity and feeling like I'm accomplished. And I have to say that after last week and this weekend, how I kind of flipped the script, I have never felt more accomplished and organized, even though I'm not any more organized than I have been, but it felt that way. So anyway, I keep rambling. I'm just going to talk about, I had to take a picture of my notes because I had wrote them on the computer. So my first tip, and this one, what I think we have such a blessing with what we do and taking care of ourselves and learning to, put ourselves first is, and that's not easy for everyone, and some people are still learning, is to do something for yourself every single day. This is my number one, my morning reading. It's funny because I think my workout used to be like my one thing, but now that's just something I do. So now I have to find something that's not a workout or not my morning reading. That's just part of my routine. That's part of my day. So now I need to think of something that is just for me. And so kind of my downtime when I can really not think of anything else, I find right now I'm like, I need a show. I need a show that I can watch that takes my mind off of whatever's going on. And it's just my detached time, whether it's with my husband or with my daughter. That's a time that I'm not worrying about work, Beachbody, school stuff, or whatever. And so doing something that could be for you, it could be meditating. It could be your workout. It could be your personal development time. It could be a walk around the neighborhood. It could be whatever, but making sure, it could be just sitting down in 5 minutes in your closet, hiding from, your kids or your spouse or whatever, something that you do for yourself every single day. It does not have to be long. It does not have to be crazy. But when you don't, I personally think when we put our own happiness, I will say, or something that we enjoy last, because now we're learning to put our physical selves first and things like that. But then you also need to have fun, or something where your brain is not thinking or doing. And so that's something that I think is vital. And the goal would be every day. That's the goal to shoot for. It might not happen, especially in the beginning, but I literally do it now every single day, something for myself. And I used to feel really guilty about sitting down to watch a television show or do something. Now I don't. I work my butt off all day long. I can sit down for 30 minutes and even an hour. And if anybody wants to say that I'm not committed to my success, well then shut up, because I disagree. Second one, I lost my photo. I think I would remember this. This is my second big one. This is and I'm a recovering perfectionist. Is that what I call it? A recovering perfectionist? Yes, Mallory, I can totally tell that you would relate. But so in my stories again, I'm sharing this stuff because I want people to know that it's real, and there is another way of pretending like everything's perfect and everything's hunky-dory. So I came home from my family trip a week and a half ago. I still hadn't unpacked. My laundry was overflow. I did laundry on vacation because they had a laundry room, and I did laundry. I still had an overflowing laundry basket. All the clothes that I had worn from throughout all last week, because I got to wear real clothes, were in a pile next to my bed. Every single pair of shoes was out. I hadn't touched my daughter's laundry. I don't do my husband, so I didn't have to worry about that. My room was a mess. I mean, everything, but down here in my family room, it was semi-tidy. There was actually a dish or a sink full of dishes that day. And part of it was letting go, and also part of it is asking for help. I told my husband, who is not working right now, I'm like, you are going to have to help. I don't always want to be asking you to help. I want you to help because that I'm busy, and that I don't have as much free time as you do, or these things. So you have to communicate that you need help, but you also need to let go. Okay. I went a whole entire week with clothes all over my floor, with my suitcase tripped over it several times, shoes everywhere, a dirty laundry basket. And guess what? I survived. I had a great week at work. I didn't run out of clothes to wear. If you run out of clothes, that's a problem. But I didn't run out of clothes to wear. I got to Saturday and I said, you know what? Saturday is a get my shit together day. Saturday, I waited all week. I even had a lunch with the ladies. I got up. I didn't lay around the house, which you can still choose to do that, you know, have some lazy downtime or whatever, but I didn't. I was like, I would rather relax and watch a TV show on Thursday night after working all day than go do my laundry or go pick up my stuff. So you can schedule your week however you want. I'm just saying there has to be at some point where you let some shit go. You can survive, you can have a successful life, you can have a successful business, you can be killing the game and still have clothes all over your floor. Like, and like you can have stuff all over your kitchen counter. My thing is my kitchen counter. If you leave shit all over my kitchen counter, I'm gonna hunt you down and kill you. You've got to let it go. Like, nobody's coming, Martha Stewart and coming over to your house and going through and making fun of you. Like, this is a crazy freaking time, crazy time. If the people in my home that see it every day, if they don't care as much about the stuff on the counter, which they don't, because they never pick up their stuff, or the stuff on the stairs, or the stuff, like, I've got to if I'm the only one that cares about that right now, and that's not what's getting to my goal of business success, life success, happiness, enjoyment, and if your enjoyment comes from a clean house, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I would, because I like it too, but I'm learning to evolve, and that if sitting on the couch playing a game or watching a show with my kid and my husband brings more joy or relaxation than stressing about the dishes in the sink or the clothes upstairs, like, we are going to survive with those little pieces not being perfect. I would much rather, it was funny, I was trying to think tonight, I was like, you know, I wonder if people look at me and go, because I post about, you know, going to work and then coming home, working on my side business, and I'm like, people might go, gosh, that sucks. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to spend all day working. But then I go, what would be my alternative right now? My alternative, because my daughter's with her dad, and I know that not everybody has, you know, that, but I'm thinking about me and people maybe that are like me. And I'm going, I could either come home from work and sit on the couch and watch television all night until the end of the night. I'm not going to happy hour. I'm not going out. Like, I did my laundry. I cleaned my house yesterday. Like, I could just sit here and watch television all night. Or I could invest my time that I, you know, don't really have anything else, you know, to do at the moment, to helping other people change their life. Like, that's my choice. Watching TV for 6 hours until I go to bed, or choosing to invest my time in helping other people change their life. And so, and that's just me personally. I'm not, you know, right now where I'm looking at and but if I would rather let my laundry sit for 2 extra days so that I can do this over here, whether it's spend time with my family or invest a couple hours in my business, I know that laundry is going to get done. I know that, you know, I'm not going to let myself run out of clothes. And I have to say, I did all my laundry, folded it, and put it away all in the same day. So I felt pretty accomplished. And I even got to relax yesterday. Started a new series on Netflix. Well, 13 is reason why I've never watched it. Now I am. I had a barbecue with my family. I did not. And after the barbecue with my family, I sat down at my computer and I said, now I'm going to plan out my week. I'm going to plan out my week. I'm being proactive. I sat down and looked at the calendar for this whole week coming up, knowing I'm going to be at work every single day from 7:30 to 3:30 or 4. I'm going to come home. I'm going to work a little bit. I had team call tonight. I don't have anything else in the evenings the rest of the week, which is awesome. I looked at our overall calendar of our team calendar. We have our What is Coaching this Saturday. So then I looked at, so if we have our What is Coaching, or our, what do we call it, Brunch and Biz this Saturday morning, my business posts this week, or my site, I want to be posting about all the things that coaching has done for me. So then I went and I wrote out, and this plan literally took like 10 minutes. It was really nothing. I wrote out every single day of the week, Monday through Sunday, starting Monday through Sunday, and I wrote a little bit about what I want to talk about in each post. So like tonight was going to be about the team culture, because we're going to be talking about joining our team this Saturday, right? So I was talking about team, and I'm going to bring up a story about rejection, and when I used to feel like I had no friends. I didn't want to invite anybody to do anything with me because I was so afraid of rejection that I'd rather just be by myself and be lonely and miserable than have somebody tell me no, they didn't want to go on a coffee date with me. I was going to tell a story. I did that for the whole week, something different related to the business side of things, or how transforming my body transformed my life, talk about, you know, the income that has helped. And I just did a couple words. So I haven't written the post out yet. I'm just getting the idea in my head. Then I went through again the week to look at anything that I had. Team call on Monday. I'm going to do a live. I'm going to go and do a live on Instagram talking about my body image struggle. I posted, because I'm doing tribe lives now in our fit tribe. I'm going to do a tribe live on Wednesday, and Saturday I have brunch and biz. Just literally writing it down. Took about 10 or 15 minutes to come up with things, and now I have a plan. So I was telling Laura this earlier today on the phone, and she's like, why don't I do that? Like, that's so simple. And now, and I could change it if I want, but at least now I know every day I go and I go, oh, that's what I thought. I have something already in my mind that I'm coming up with a story. I'm coming up with a post. It's written down for me. I don't have to wait till that day and go, what the heck am I going to post today? It literally took me 10 or 15 minutes, but it feels like I accomplished like 8 hours of work. And so, what was my other point? Yeah. Okay. Why I'm telling you this is because, I used to be like, and I said this to Laura today, I was more of the fly by the seat of your pants type of person. Oh, that happened today. Oh, I'm going to post about that. Or, you know, oh, we should do a sneak peek this weekend, or whatever. We are trying to streamline processes. We are trying to make it easier to see this business as an opportunity and not as a burden, if you will. For a long time, I like even just past summer, when I was like, gosh, if I didn't have this business, like I could just be relaxing, or I can do, you know, whatever. But the reason why I feel like at any time, and everybody's gonna feel it at some point, that like, oh, if I just didn't have this side business, I would have all this free time, or I would have all this, whatever it is that you think you don't have. And the fact remains, you can still have all of that if, with a side business, with a side income, with changing people's lives, if you learn to also set boundaries. This is one of the areas where I struggle hardcore, because I'm a natural helper. I don't want people to think that I'm not available to them. I don't want to make anybody upset. You know, and it's jaded me in terms of this business, thinking that I have to be working all the time, always on call, always have the answer. You know, and that's really not, I don't think that's very what's the word I'm trying to think, attractive. Who wants to work all the time and have no time for joy or no time for fun? And I'm not going to lie, I think part of the reason why I never went all in on this business is because I thought to go all in meant you give up TV for like 5 years. You give up any time out with friends and happy hours and coffee dates. And that is wrong. Like, I finally set some boundaries and I got organized, and I was able to do all of the things that brought me joy and still have success and still feel like I'm accomplished, and not work from sun up to sundown. I'm not getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning or staying up till 1 o'clock at night, getting 3 hours of sleep to run a successful business. And so in these times of overwhelm, when it's crazy, and doesn't have to be a global pandemic, it can be any time in your life where something just feels too much to handle, you really have to determine, oh my God, why did I just blank on my, what you can let go. And one of the things I will never let go, and this is why it always comes back to when I, feel like quitting, which I don't ever really feel like quitting. It's just that, those fleeting things that go, oh, but if I didn't have this, I go, which would I rather do? Laundry or change people's lives. Make sure my house is spick and span or help people change their lives. Like that's my, like what keeps me coming back to this and what keeps me, grounded when the work seems, overwhelming. And that can be with anything in life, right? It could be with your day job, your side, like whatever. I don't know. I just want to make sure that everybody is able to take a step back at any time and look at what you can let go of, who you can ask for help or support, and how you can set better boundaries. I think those are 3 super duper awesome skills that we can all work on and do better. And it's only been 1 week, but I swear to goodness, like I feel so much better. I don't feel like I'm a slave to this business. I don't feel like I'm a slave to my other job. I don't feel like I'm letting down my husband or my kid, but I also I've created those boundaries around work and around stuff, and I've, let some things go, and I have to stick to that. Otherwise you become wishy-washy and people don't really believe that you're serious, or, you have boundaries, and then they go, oh, well, she's just going to do it anyway because she's not. Like, I've learned the hard way, and so I'm having to undo a lot of that, those mistakes. And so I get a lot of people, saying to me, oh, like they feel like they're letting me down, like oh, I can't be on the call tonight because of X, Y, and Z, or I can't, I feel like I'm not doing, and I'm like, it's not for me. This is for you. Just as if you're a coach or a customer, you have to do what's best for you. There is no timetable. There is no written book on how long or how to do this. Some of us that have been doing it a lot longer, like Laura and I, we share and we show you because we've done it all the ways. I know one of the things that Laura brought up in the coach or the client onboarding is that, maybe you don't want to use Laura's video or my video, and you want to have the message. You want to be the person that's how I was. That's why when Dave Ward created this amazing, coach training, and oh my gosh, and other people did sneak peeks a certain way, and I go, that's just not for me. Like, I want it to be my voice. I'm kind of a control freak, if you haven't figured that out. And I'm like, I want it to be my voice. I want it to be my colors, my tribe colors and whatever. I don't want them yellow and blue or whatever. And so I just went to the people that I admired and I copied their shit. And but I did it in my own voice and my own, and so I want you to have that chance. Like, you don't have to do exactly what, you don't have to use our stuff. You don't have to do our stuff. I know some people are branching out and doing their own challenge groups. People are, starting their own, like a book club in our tribe, like trying to have their own ideas and their own stuff. And that is what it's all about. This is not, we don't need to be some cookie cutter team that does everything exactly the same way, or runs every single challenge group. You do a launch for every single program that we do. Like, you are an independent team Beachbody coach. You get to do this exactly as you see fit. The only reason why Laura and I are on these calls, talking more often than anybody else, because we've been doing it longer. Like, that's the only reason. And I implore anybody to come up with ideas, ask to be on, speak on team calls. If you have something that's been like, the only reason I'm talking about overwhelm is because I've been experiencing it. So that's why I'm saying, I'm just telling you what's been working for me with the overwhelm and the craziness. If you have something you want to share that's really been, sitting on your heart, or you want to, feel like you could share with other teammates, please do not hesitate to reach out. Shoot, what was the other thing we were talking about, Laura? Oh, when we do these, the brunch and biz or the total solution, we would love to have other people want to speak on that. I know it's harder to invite people when it's not you're not the one invested, you're not the one speaking. And a lot of times I don't ask people because I don't know who feels comfortable or confident in doing it. And so if you are like, hey, I need to get out of my shell. I need to get out of my comfort zone, and I want to share and I want to talk, and I have a bunch of people I want to invite and I want them to see my face. Please. Yes, Michelle, I would love that. Like, we all have something so unique and different to share that we need to see that, people need to see that diversity. One of the reasons I show our team picture every single week is because of our diversity. Not a lot of diversity on this page. No, I'm just kidding. But not tonight, but it does, it shows, it just, I want people to see that anybody can do this. And I want you to know that you can do this and anybody can do this. So I feel like I'm just rambling now.
Well,
But
I just want to say, like, these Saturday calls, like, I wasn't inviting anyone to these before I started running them with Kelly. And honestly, I feel like I started running them because Kisa's life got busy, because Kelly was doing this with Kisa, and Kisa had to take a step back throughout her move. But and so then I was like, well, if I'm gonna run a freaking call on a Saturday at 1 p.m. for myself, I sure as hell am not doing it to move other people's businesses forward. Like, I'll try to move my own business forward, you know? Like, I love you all, but I'm also trying to build a business, and that's a pretty prime time in my life to give up. And so it's
the same thing.
skin in the game idea. It's the skin in the game.
Yeah, totally. And the thing is, like Laura was saying, even with the slides, like you could, because I think sometimes when there's too many people talking, it kind of gets diluted. But like, so let's say Lori and Kisa want to go do their own, or Lori and Sandy said, hey, let's go do art, and you just do it the same day, because, you know, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you have 2 people, 1 person, 25 people on a call. But when you're doing, it's a totally different experience when you're the one hosting, running, speaking. Like Laura said, you have skin in the game. Like, this is, again, we kind of create the blueprint, if you will. You can take the slides, you can create your own slide. Like, and that's why I think we need to do a Canva tutorial, so I can show people how to, because I just love Canva. So that you can put your own picture in there. You can put, so it's not just me and Laura or whoever's running the call. I want you guys to use this and take it and run with it. So I don't want to feel like we're always like, hey, well, there's a call this weekend and you need to invite people to it. Because it has to work for you. I just know that the reason why I set up these specific dates, like every month we're going to do this on this date, and every month, so then I make sure that it happens. So I don't, like, if I don't have it scheduled, like I said, I'd fly by the seat of my pants. Oh shoot, I haven't done what is coaching call for 3 months. I better do one. Now I know, it's like literally I go, when is that? I know we have one coming up. Oh shit, it's this Saturday. Okay, I better start promoting for this, and I better start. And I'm like, but if it wasn't on the calendar already, I would be like, oh, I don't really want to put the energy into it.
And for the record, every month we have a conversation about how it's not a good Saturday to be doing it. Like, literally every single month there's a reason. So if we didn't just put it on the calendar and do it, we wouldn't do it. Yeah. Like, literally everyone, we're like, oh.
Is it because it's not a good weekend for a particular person who's participating, or is it not a good weekend because you think there's not going to be good participation?
It could be because the sun is shining.
I was gonna say, personally, I was like, I think, like, honestly, for me this week, I was like, oh, why did I schedule a call on a Saturday after the first week of being back to school? Like that. So it's like not even anything crazy. Like, I have nothing scheduled for, oh shit, I do. I have a pedicure. Damn it. I have my nail put. See, like, now I gotta change.
But it is Labor Day weekend, so that could always play into effect, right?
Yeah.
So it's both, Michelle.
That's a big one.
And that's the thing. And we think about those things too, and then we go, but again, I think it's the consistency of doing them. It's the consistency of showing up. We still, even if it's just you and the other person presenting, you have new content. I swear, I feel like every time I do them, I get better at presenting and knowing exactly what I want to say. So you have new content, you have more relevant, there's always updates and things, you have more relevant stuff. So when you send the recording, I don't know, I think I've gotten one person on live, like one prospect on live ever, and I've only signed coaches off of the recordings. So even if you don't have anybody live, the fact that it's making me do it every week, I have new content, I have new videos to share with people that are relevant. It's not like me 3 months ago or 6 years ago. Like they see that this is something that we do on a consistent basis. And so, yeah, I could come up with a million excuses why I don't want to do it. They're not good, except for my nails.
Yeah, I think you also get more in touch with your story the more you tell it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's very interesting. If you have listened to me on repeated ones, I will tell the same story but with different details or different things that jump out. Or maybe I know someone's coming on, and so there's something specific I know I want to say, and so you really get to hone it over time. So Kelly, hey, do you want to shift to, we had 2 other things you wanted to talk about. One was the breakaway, one was the diamond thing. So, and it's 50 minutes in. So what
okay. First of all, because I really want to talk about the breakaway, because we wanted to get your input. Let me ask this. I don't know how many of you saw the Push to Diamond. It's like a group that Team Panacea is doing. Push to Diamond. It's not really, it's like you can hit Emerald, you can hit Root, like there's different marker points, so it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to get to Diamond. It's for money, so there's a cash incentive if you hit certain goals within a certain amount of time. Raise your hand if you're interested in doing or hearing or learning more about that, because what I want to do, Laura explained to me that she was super overwhelmed by just the post. And so I totally get that. And so I kind of, instead of trying to go through the whole thing and totally freak everybody out, I kind of wanted to gauge interest, and then I could either have a separate Zoom, or we could have a, talk about it or ask me questions about it. The only thing I'll say about it, and again, it's this, I think the timing is poor, but not everybody, knows what we do for a living or what's happening in people's worlds. But what I love about it is, for me personally, like I signed up for the Star Diamond Push because I need I need like money in the game, like skin in the game. Like, so I'm paying money. I'm going to, just like when I invest in a training or something, like I got money on it, I'm going to friggin' show up and do it. I like that it has deadlines, things that you have to meet, because again, that's going to make me be organized versus the fly by the seat of my pants. And I know what I need to hit, by a certain date. But if that's not how you function and you feel like that's just too overwhelming, and you are taking this coaching thing at your own pace, and you don't want to have deadlines where you need to meet things or lose money or what, or, I guess you wouldn't lose, well, you lose $20, but, if that's not your, like, where you're at right now, that's totally fine. So I don't want to overwhelm people with all of that information unless,
Kelly, when does it start?
I don't know. I just signed up. I don't remember. Let me look. So I'll do another, it's on that post. So let me do another post and just ask people to comment if you're interested, and we can like dialogue it. I think it's September. I think it's I thought today was the last, I'll ask. Oh, you can keep going. I'm just gonna ask.
Okay. How about if I go to 30 days?
Yeah, you go.
Okay, so here's the deal. Kelly and I talked today, and so a lot of times with the releases, I think we wait too long to come up with a plan for the release. Is essentially is what it comes down to. And then I think we're scrambling. A lot of times like Kelly will have an idea that she knows where she's going, or maybe I'll have an idea, but the whole like getting the whole team on board and like the timing of that seems a little rushed. And so 30-day breakaway, I had this idea, and so I wanted to bring it to the team and maybe get some ideas from you guys, and then maybe we can work a smaller group of us, like finalize some details and then run something. Kelly, by the way, I think we should run it in the Flash group.
Oh, totally. I was already on that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again and show you where we're at, and then maybe you can help us with some details. So basically, tomorrow is the September 1st. What the hell? And 30-day breakaway releases to coaches on the 5th of October.
Hey, wait,
so
first maybe ask, do people know what 30-day breakaway is?
That's a good
Start there.
question.
You're right.
Is there
I know
anyone who
it is.
doesn't? I
It's
can't
okay if
see
you
them.
don't. It's okay if you don't.
Okay, I'll just say real quick, it's a running program that's designed to get you to be able to, it's to run a 5K in 30 days, and it's a hybrid of weights, like 20 minutes of weights, and then 20 minutes of a guided walk / run, whatever you're capable of. And you'll do a 5K. It can be an in-person or a virtual at the end. And it really sounds, from what I'm hearing, like it will improve your endurance. But it also sounds like it's going to be very encouraging for people who maybe need to still walk and run or whatever. Like it sounded to me when I was watching the promo video, like it's trying to be a program that can improve all kinds of people no matter where their starting point is. So with that said, there's a 2-week coach launch from the 5th through the 18th where it's that VIP time. Then on the 19th of October is where everyone can purchase. And then we always do that hype group, right before a program launches. And so the hype group is starting probably, we're guessing because we don't quite know when they'll release the stuff that Kelly likes to buy, the Pixel New, which by the way, have you put up any post for next month?
Oh shoot, I have to do that tonight. I
Okay.
have it. I bought it. That's
Anyways,
September 1st round.
Anyway, so we think the hype group will start the 28th. So the idea that I came up with is I'd like to do a free group. Inside of the group we run the flash sale in, and it would be a free group geared around walking, jogging, something, getting so many miles, steps. I don't know. Like that's where the details need to be worked out. But essentially, the questions or the things that I wanted to just kind of like spitfire with you guys a little bit. The first one is, should we run a 1-week group, free group here, the 21st through the 27th? Or should we make it a 2-week, 14th through the 27th? So that's one thing to discuss. The second thing to discuss is, do you have any ideas, themes, something catchy that this brings to mind? And then the third thing is, like, how could you see prizes being incorporated? And so it's a really loose idea, but quite frankly, I don't know many women who don't want to improve their walking. Walking is like I feel like even people who don't see themselves athletic at all feel like they would like to do a walking something. And so I feel like it's a big opportunity for us to at least like get them in our door and see where they're at. And so I wanted to see, and then the other thing I guess I'm kind of wondering and toying with is, how do you make this inclusive so it can get people who aren't like just beginning though? And I don't necessarily want to say like couch to 5K or anything like that, because I have a feeling like we'll start talking about 5K when we start doing the hype group. So I don't necessarily want to say 5K here. I just want to invite people into like some sort of more movement, walking type, jogging, I don't know. So Kelly, did I kind of like, I know that's loose. Did I get all my earlier ideas out? Okay.
So
sorry, my
Laura,
husband-
I have a question.
Yeah.
So are you thinking hype group? Okay, I love the free group idea. Are you thinking running that free group in, where we run our flash sales?
Yep.
So instead of it necessarily, like in the past, we've done a hype group where we put a bunch of information out, about the program, and then we lead into the coach launch. Are you thinking instead of a hype info group, it is more of a free group that week before it launches? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, so the free group, sorry, it's not in red. I feel really bad about it, but you can see where I put that. The free group would be starting the 21st through the 27th, or else if we made it a 2-week free group, the 14th through the 27th, and then on that 28th, hopefully, would be the start of the hype group where we start talking about 30-day breakaway.
So I was thinking when you were talking about this, and I'm just brainstorming, instead of going from a free group into a hype group, make the free group, but I don't know. I worry you lose people with the hype group if you don't keep them going. Does that make sense? Like the hype groups aren't, quite honestly, like sometimes I don't think that they get enough traction or enough, you know, people see a post and it's an info and that group is so large and whether everybody's seeing it or not. So I was almost thinking like just do a free group, have your activities based around ideas that are going to be around 30-day breakaway and then lead it into the coach launch with maybe like a 3-day information instead of a week of a hype group. But that's just what I was thinking. And I would only do a one week free group.
So, and
my
the thing is, we don't, since I don't have the hype, I haven't created the hype group for 30-day breakaway yet. Like, we can do it as many days as we want. We can condense it to only be like, we were just trying to look at the timeline. Like, I mean, if there was 1 post a day, we could add 2 posts a day for the hype. You know what I see what you're saying. And that's kind of what the idea around doing the free group into, because it's like, we're getting people moving, we're getting people walking, thinking about getting miles down, you know, and then we go into the hype, like, hey, well, guess what's coming out? We have, now that you've gotten moving, you're getting your butt up and getting your miles in. Have you ever thought about running a 5K or actually doing a race? You know, like we've got, you know, so, because we still need to have, I think we still need to have the information, like about the, you know, the program and like give the details, but it can be condensed. It doesn't have to be a week. We're just saying that's about the time we would want to start promoting it because of the launch on the 5th.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just thinking more of a 3-day hype group versus I would say my thought is 1 week free group lead into a 3-day hype group and then move into trying to get people into the coach launch and sign as coaches.
What about a 10-day free group? 21st through the 30th and hype group weekend.
When is everybody getting done with MBFA? 21st. So 21st, what day does the 21st fall on? I don't have my glasses. Is that a Monday?
Monday.
I'm done next.
I think I think a 10-day would be a good starting on a Monday and then carrying it through. Yeah.
All right, let's hear some other people. What's
Wait,
some feedback?
a question. What do you mean by a free group? What does that entail?
So basically we got to figure out some daily posts, some gimmick is the wrong word, but I can't think of a better word. Some theme, something around it to encourage them. Either we set a goal or they maybe set their own goals or something that they're working towards and that we check in every day, almost like a challenge group in there. Create excitement around movement, you know. It will be, honestly, I would be a fan of seeing if there's already something written on Etsy or somewhere.
It's like a mini challenge group, just a shorter time, just to get people, and it could be new customers or current customers, just getting them in a little free challenge. Then we have a, you know, prize. I was saying, like Laura and I was talking about like having a, like, at the beginning of the week or whatever, however long we're doing it, you create your own goal. How many miles are you going to do in this 7 days or 10 days? And then if you hit that goal, then your name goes into a raffle for a prize or something like that. But it's like a mini challenge group where we'd have daily posts. We could have like check-ins. This is normally have been other free groups. This can be, but just to get people kind of, it's like a tester for a challenge, especially if they're brand new people, you know, like they don't really know what an accountability group looks like or a challenge group. It's kind of like a mini one of those.
And by the way, if you're in here, I would encourage, like if you get people in here, I would encourage you to, you know, walk a mile a day or something, you know what I mean? Like whatever we come up with, do something so that you're a participant of sorts, you know? So are there any other ideas?
And you could do stuff with, sorry. I was just thinking you could do with your daily post in addition to miles, like you could do like a daily challenge, throw in some, you know, some type of weight type of thing, body weight thing, you know what I mean? To just keep them moving. The weather's shitty outside, you know, just to keep them moving. But yeah, I'm a fan of shorter free challenges. I find that people aren't as engaged if they don't have skin in the game.
Huh. That's interesting, Sandy.
Who's Denise Austin?
I think she's a fitness person who I think appeals at I think Denise Austin now is like in her 60s or something, if I remember right. I think she's like appeals to a more an older
Was
crowd.
that Abs of Steel lady and Buns of Steel lady? Was that her?
I thought that was Jane Fonda.
Oh,
Am I wrong?
Oh.
She's
I
like,
recognize the name.
I think she's in her 50s.
No, I'm in my 50s. There's no fucking, oops, pardon me. There's no effing way that Denise Austin is in her 50s. That can't
You
be.
know-
I'm Googling.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you Google.
All
I
right,
do like-
girls.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, Kelly, go.
No, I like her. I like to steal her 10,000 steps a day. Post a copy of your tracker, and for every 3 posts, you get 1 raffle ticket. I like that.
My age. She's 63 years old. She's
I
she's
don't
in her
want to.
50s, Sandy.
I'm not tracking their posts.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, like,
Do that.
yeah.
Okay, so I heard some people say shorter is better on this. So with that idea, is 10 days too long or is it okay? I think I like what Kisa was saying about shorter hype group, to be honest. I'd rather get all the information over like 2 days and be done. I mean,
Yeah, I like that as well. 3 days
literally
max.
could do the free group Monday through Friday. It could be a 5-day challenge, hype group Saturday, Sunday, and done.
Well,
Why?
I'll just tell you. I mean, so that I should say, I think the hype group, if we paid for the hype group and did all the stuff, it's not gonna be able to be doable in 2 days. Because normally there's a sample workout, there's all that kind of, so that's the problem. I don't know if we're gonna have all that information. We want people to try the sample, which we could use in our free group. I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
So you could throw in, okay, so what if you did the free group and then like a 3-day hype group, but made like that sample workout post like a 1-day challenge to do the sample workout with an
Yeah,
extra name in the
Saturday.
raffle? Like make that part of the 7-day free challenge or whatever. Like, so maybe you make the whole thing 10 days. You do it Monday.
Wait, hold on. Michelle, don't leave yet.
I know, I was waiting. Somebody's got to get the picture.
Need a picture.
We need a picture. Okay, I'll stop my share. I love that Lori is so hardcore about the picture.
Oh, we got it. We stopped. Michelle's going to get off the phone. We got it. We got to take a picture.
Okay, ready? Oh wait, boomerang. Hold on.
Oh, boomerang. Okay, hold on.
1, 2, 3. I feel like somebody left. Did somebody leave?
Yeah, they
No.
got to give us.
Michelle's gonna.
I'm gonna.
Okay,
All right, love you guys.
Michelle, do you have any last ideas though before you leave on this?
No, I like the shorter hype group. Mostly because I've got my own little ADHD issues. You know, shorter the better. I can stay focused. But I'm okay with whatever you guys think.
So when you're
Kelly.
saying what?
Never mind. Talk to Michelle.
Go ahead, Kelly.
No. I was gonna say what day does that look like? That's what I'm curious. Are you guys thinking?
I mean, I'll be honest. I kind of dig this idea of free group Monday the 28th through Friday and Saturday have the free workout. We should have the free workout by that time. Make that the I love the idea that Kisa said of making that raffle tickets and schedule all the, there's probably more posts than are necessary, honestly, in a hype group. So schedule whatever, either all of them or the relevant ones to just go all day Saturday, all day Sunday.
Yeah.
And be done. That's, I don't know. That's kind of feeling good to me.
So you're saying the free group goes Monday to Friday and then the hype group goes for 2 days?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't, well.
Yeah, just make
because
But-
the people
so
just
that's
make part of the
7 days, so
hype
that's-
group part of the free group.
Yeah, so that's 7 days. So 7 and 7. What was that? Are my AirPods dying? That was a weird noise. 7 in heaven. Just kidding.
7-11, 11 miles in 7 days. I don't know.
That's
I
a
kind
lot.
of like, I don't know. 7 and 7 sounds very manageable, and 7 miles in 7 days.
It's just a name. It doesn't mean that people have to do that.
We can work on a name. I think the
Yeah.
timing of this is pretty important though. Like I honestly, so I was just in a Rodan and Fields sale group, and it went on for a week, and I wanted to punch them. Like give me a sale in 3 hours. Like just to give me all the posts at once. And if I actually want to buy it, I'll read them. And if I don't, I won't. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think the difference though is where you're posting them separate at separate times is so people are getting the notifications constantly versus just once. So they're reminded to go back to the group, if that makes sense.
yeah. So
I'm okay with that. Monday to Monday.
But if we're
essentially.
posting a couple times a day, wouldn't that help hit it, Kelly?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
why don't we call it 7-day breakaway?
I don't think we could do that. 7-day
Why can't we do
walk
it?
away. Walk away.
7-day walk away. That's not bad. 7-day walk away. I don't know.
Wait, but why couldn't you do 7-day breakaway?
And then it turns into 30-day breakaway.
Like I like 7-day breakaway, and quite honestly, I'm thinking of people for this group that aren't just into walking. Like I have a bunch of runners.
No, I know.
You know
I
what I
do too.
mean?
Yeah.
So
You can do,
Oh, I
well, I
see.
like that it's breakaway because then it doesn't have any miles to it, and then they can set their goal at the beginning of the week.
I think we need to check with compliance if we can call it that. I don't know. But I guess trying to think if we've called anything else like
you
don't know,
always
maybe-
call get obsessed. Like we used obsessed, or like why not? You're marketing their program. I don't see why not.
I'll ask Dave, but yeah, it might be okay.
Yeah.
I just but I like that we got started. Should we how do we want to move forward so we're not on here all night? Laura, where'd you go?
Who right now on this call wants to be a part of planning the details of this? Who is like, yes, I would like to be a part of this.
Well, I always purchase the thing, so I
Okay,
guess I should be.
Sandy raised her hand.
Yes, she
Sandy,
did.
I am interested in being this. Anyone else?
I am willing to help if you need help. It's towards the end of September, right?
Yeah.
Like that's, when are we
We
looking
literally
at
just
planning?
talked about it for 20 minutes. What
No,
is it?
but like when are we looking at planning? Because quite honestly, like I don't want to I'm willing to help if help is needed. I'll just put it that way.
I would like to have a solid plan in place and present it at the September 14th team meeting.
I'm out. I'm not helping on this one, sorry.
Okay. Kelly, is that possible, the September 14th team meeting? Okay. Sandy, do you think you and I can hop on a call together at some point?
I have all the time in the world.
I'm
Awesome.
so
What-
jealous.
I'm
What does-
retired.
What does that feel like?
Wonderful.
It's great. I'm happy to help too, but I think the other people that might want to help would be either Rebecca or Michelle too. So I don't know that Rebecca's just so creative.
Okay.
My creative juices are just not flowing these days just because I'm feeling very overwhelmed.
I will say I think it's good to have like 2 or 3 run with it. I think if you get too many hands in the pot, you just get too many ideas. So I that's just my personal opinion on anything and everything where you're trying to come up with something and run it, is to keep the group small and let people run with it. Does that make
Andy,
sense?
how about if you and I,
Are you gonna put something out on the note from our team call tonight? Because maybe Deja or Casey or Ariel or Love Life. God, what's her name? Chiquia. Her name just escaped me.
Love Life, is that her IG?
Her IG. Yeah. Love Life 807 or something like that.
Michelle Bogart, you have not talked. Mallory, you have not talked. Are you guys okay with this plan?
Yeah, I'm pretty open with whatever the group decides to do. I'd
Did
be
you have
okay
any
with
feedback?
a 2 week. I'd be okay with a 1 week.
Okay. Mallory, are you good with everything? Any feedback so we can move forward?
No, I'm good. I think everything, it sounds good, like a good plan.
Okay. I will listen to Lori. I think she's speaking wisdom. So I will throw it in the group and see if anyone else wants to meet. And then Sandy, you and I and whoever else wants to meet, we can have a little powwow coming up soon. We'll figure out a date and we'll come up with a cool plan.
Yeah, whatever
Kelly.
date time works for you.
I'll bring
Kelly.
the post. What?
Can you reach out to the heads who are in the flash sale, those people, and tell them what?
Yes.
Can you tell?
Yes, and I asked Dave, and he said he doesn't think so. He's going to ask Jonathan. He wants me to check the FAQ for trademarks and see if it's there. And he'll ask him tomorrow,
Dave,
but he
I'm
doesn't.
not that kind of person. I
When's
don't
the
think
flash
like that.
sale?
What?
When's the flash sale?
There's
No,
not
we're gonna use that same. We're gonna use that same group of the 1,000 people. So I'll reach out to Chris and other people and just say, hey, we're gonna run this in here. If you want to, I mean, their people are already in it. They'd be dumb not to.
And everybody on FCN too. I mean, letting them know that we're running in it. Their people are in it. You know, it's a free group they get to run, or they get to invite people to.
The only thing every coach in there should know before they put people in, the next time we run a flash sale, you're going to be obligated to put up money if somebody wants to buy something. That's the only tricky part about, like, just know when we run a flash sale, if your person wants it, you got to send them $20.
Yeah, I honestly don't think anybody has an issue with that once they realize they're making money and they wouldn't have otherwise from not being in there. I think it's people go, wait a minute, I have to pay them, and it's like, yeah, but you wouldn't be making money if they weren't in here. So but I'm looking up the FAQ, but I don't know if I'm gonna find it.
Okay, well, ladies, this is great. I'm really proud of us for actually thinking of this enough in advance that we can do this. Maybe we'll do the same thing for 9 Week Freak. Hey, you guys are awesome. Love you all.
Bye.
Sorry,
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye now.